My name is Oba, son of Kitan, brother to Tade, who once laughed louder than the river and ran faster than the goats. I tell this story not to call glory to myself, but to honor the ones who bled, the ones who fell, and the ones who never saw the sun rise again. I, today, sit under the great tree, twisting a silver hair in my hand, heavy as stone, rough as the sorrow in my chest. This trouble began when we forgot the ways of the land. We took and took, burned the forest, broke the rivers, hunted even the mothers carrying babies. The white things had nowhere to hide anymore. Among them was a creature the old ones used to whisper about, but they had never seen. A silverback gorilla. Bigger than two fat cows tied together. Arms thick as young trees. Muzzles thicker than a blacksmith hammer. The silver terror revealed himself slowly through broken gates, crushed horns, and the metallic smell of blood thickening the air. The first human dead was a hunter named Jide, whose spear lay stabbed beside him like a reed. After him, a mother fetching water vanished, leaving only a splash of red. Then, a child who had chased butterfly into the thick forest, lost with nothing left but a torn cloth stacked on a thorn. At first, these feared us. It crept at night, stole yam and snapped fences. But hunger kills fear. Rain grows when the homes are torn down. We called him the Silver Terror, but it was our greed that made him a terror. When the killing became too many to hide, the king called a meeting. 300 men gathered under the burning sun. Farmers, hunters, blacksmiths, fishermen, boasting and laughing, spears clashing against shields. They thought they were going to wrestle a stubborn goat, not face the wrath of the broken king of the forest. They argued over who should lead. Many pointed at Baloguade, a loud man whose laughter filled the market square, whose fist could lift a goat in each hand. He made men feel brave with his shouting. But when they looked at me, a quiet hunter who once tackled buffalo into the thick bush, the elders nodded. Oba knows the ways of the beast, they said. He will lead the creature's hearts. Some grumbled, some spat, but the king placed the leadership on my shoulders, and with it, a chain heavier than iron. Give me the spear, Oba, Ade boomed. I dragged the beast hid home by dawn. The crowd roared approval, but behind their chairs, I saw their fear, marked by bravery. I remember Tade, reckless and charismatic, laughing when I warned him about hunting too deeply, killing too freely. His laughter stopped the day the Silver Terror claimed him. Guilt weighed heavily on me, urging me forward. I saw their pride, their jokes. They thought fighting Silver Terror would be like chasing a cow back into its pan. I stood before them and said, if I must lead, I will pick my warriors. Not all who laugh are fit to face death. They agreed, some reluctantly. First, I sent home all newly married men, all those whose wife is still new to their beds. Go home and fill your homes with sons, I said. You have no place in this match. They sent 70 men back, their hearts heavy, but their eyes thankful. We were left with 230. Then came the river test. The Ondo River was swollen with anger of the rainy season, its belly roaring. I made them cross it, touch the far bank, and bring back a stone bigger than a man's hand. Many jumping full of pride, the river swallowed some before their head even bobbed up. We pulled a few out, coughing blood. By sunset, only 200 had returned, dripping and humbled. Still not enough. I sent them into Adano forest alone. No fire, no weapon, just themselves and the sounds of the night. Hyenas laughed. The owls cried. Some men fled back before midnight, faced with white as ash. Others fell asleep when they stood. At dawn, 120 remained. The next night, 20 men came to me with shaking legs, saying they had dreamt of their mother's funeral. I sent them home without shame. Better than weep in life than die in fear. They left 100. I tested their vigilance, posting guards while others slept. 10 of those guards slept like babies, even with death breathing on their necks. I sent them home before the morning drums. We are now 90 strong men remaining. Then, as we prepared to march, 20 more men fled into the bush under the cover of darkness, leaving their weapons behind like shields of snakeskin. I did not call them cowards. I only said a prayer of their safety. 70 of us remaining. When the morning rose heavy with mist, I counted again and found that even amongst us, fear still roamed. 10 men dropped their spear, saying their hearts could no longer carry the weight any longer. I let them go. 50 of us remaining. But by then, the whole village was buzzing with anger against me. Oba has killed the warriors before they even faced the beast. They cried, he is worse than the silver terror. Mothers cursed me under their breath. Fathers spat when I passed. Even some warriors grumbled in their hearts. I carried this hatred like a second spear driven through my chest. The king called me to the palace that evening. His face was tired, his voice heavy. Oba, he said, they blame you, but I do not. You have left only those who know what it means to bleed for the living. Lead them. Save us if you can. I bowed low, though my heart was already broken. We marched to Waru Gorge, 50 tired men, silent men who no longer sang or joked. And then he stood. We saw him. The silver terror gorilla. Taller than 2 men, heavier than the cattle fattest in the bush. His breath mist like the air, like smoke and fire. His muzzles buckle with range and smoke. He was stronger than a buffalo, faster than a hunting dog, more cunning than any lion we had ever feared. His eyes watched us not with madness, but with the cold mind of a giant ready for war. Had there been 2 like him, we would not have lasted a heartbeat. He moved first and death followed. His arms swung like thunderbolts. One blow scattered Ganel's skull like a cracked calabash. 2 farmers threw their spear and ran screaming into the forest. We tried to surround him, but he fought with the skill of a seasoned warrior. He would feint, draw us in, and then strike where we were weakest. He baited our strongest forward and crushed them before the others could blink. I saw him rip Adigo clean in 2. The man's body torn at the belly, blood spraying the stones. Adigo lay gasping, his hand cloning the death, and whispered, Oba, kill me. Don't let me stay like this. I drove my spear through his heart, tears burning my eyes. The battle was a nightmare, slow and brutal. We aimed the beast's eye, the throat, the thin skin beneath the muscular arm. False hope came when we trapped him briefly in our net, only for him to erupt free, fiercer and angrier. Men died one by one, brave replaced with desperate prayers. We fought like rats against a lion. We threw stones into his face to blind him. We jabbed spear into his side. We swung him, biting, clawing, stabbing at the eyes, the throat, the stuff on the arm. He bled, heavy blood as steam on the stone. but every wound we gave him cost another brother. He killed without slowing down, even when half blind, even when blood poured from his mouth. His blood scattered apart, snapped necks, broke spines like beetlehood. He fought until the ground itself was red with our blood. Only when his knees buckled did I see my chance. I rushed, gripping a broken spear in both arms. I plunged into the soft spot beneath his ribs, where the heart still thundered. He staggered. He looked at me, not with hate, but forgiveness. Then the silver terror fell. The ground shook under his death. The gorge fell silent, save from the mourning of dying and the grasp of few who still breathe. We stood silent among the dead, dying, our brothers hollow as the gorge echoed our mourning. Back home, the village lay silent. The market was empty. Everywhere was cold, goats crying in abandoned places. I pressed the silver hair into the earth. My hands were shaking. I wondered aloud if anything but sorrow could grow from this blood-soaked soil. Of the 50 who marched, barely a handful lived to tell the story. We carried our brothers home. We buried those who we could bury in the forest. I planted the silver hair in the soil, hoping that from that, something good could grow. Was it possible for 50 men to kill a beast like the silver gorilla? No, it was not. Not by strength, but by bravery. Only by desperation, stubbornness, and the mercy of whatever God still listened that day. If you hear this story, remember, it is not how many march that matters. It is how many remain when the dust clears, and every hope lies broken on the ground. And even hear this, look at your own hands. Remember, what you take from the land will reclaim. And even those who survive do not leave the battlefield world.